Our guests for today are absolute brilliance. I'm excited to be having them in studio. Yes, that's right. The first is a former national coach, national football coach for that matter, of the Brave Warriors. He has been a historic figure in the sporting industry for as long as pretty much all of us can remember. Please do help me welcome to the Fresh FM studios, Mr. Ricardo Mannetti.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon to the listeners.
Welcome, welcome. I really hope that today is an inviting environment that we bring you. Now, I did mention earlier, right, that I've been meaning to have an opportunity to speak to Mr. Ricardo Mannetti for such a long time, but at the same time, I'm almost in that space where I want to know so much about you that I'm very nervous because I might mess it up. So I said, you know what? This time around, I'm going to give someone else the role of asking the question. So please help me welcome to the studios his 11-year-old daughter, Latika.
Hi guys, afternoon.
Latika, tell me, what's your favorite thing to do on a weekend?
I love spending time with my cousin and going to the mall with my family.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Now, Papa tells me that presenting, interviewing, hosting is not your first rodeo.
Yeah, it's actually not my first time.
What do you love most about it?
I just love talking to the people out there. Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
to
I
hear
just
that.
love so much stuff about it.
Okay,
Makes me happy.
So, Latika, because you love so much about it, right?
Yeah.
Today, I think you can handle the interview part of it.
Yes.
And ask Papa everything that you've always wanted to know about him.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna sit back and watch this unfold.
Okay.
This is like front row tickets basically to a daddy and daughter bonding session. So, Latika, fire away. What's the first question you want to ask your dad?
Okay. Papa, as a coach, you've ignited the fire within your players to achieve greatness on the field. Can you share an inspiring story about how you've nurtured that burning passion for soccer and hunger for success in your players?
Woo. Sure. You said 11-year-old, eh?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm wondering also.
Imagine a tough question there, but also a very good one to explain the following to the listeners. You know, sometimes you think that when you're in a leadership position, that it's all about you, that you have to ignite. But sometimes you get ignited by the people that you should ignite. And I want to give it to you like this. The gentleman's name is Peter Shalulile.
Ooh.
So, and everyone they always ask me this question. What did you do to get Peter to that level? What did you do to get Peter to be the best striker in Namibia? And it's actually not me, it's Peter himself. So Peter actually ignited that passion and fire within me that I never knew I had
Oh.
in order to inspire his teammates. So it actually worked the other way around. Instead of me igniting Peter, Peter ignited me, and then that passion and fire that was inside him, he transferred that to me. And I was so inspired, and I said, look, with this potential, this talent, I need to take that and transfer it to the rest of the team.
Oh, okay.
And that's my story in terms of how I ignited the players that I coached and Peter Shalulile's teammates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, second question. Creativity is often the spark behind game-changing strategies. How do you encourage creativity in your coaching methods? How can kids like me channel their creativity into achieving their goals?
Yeah, nice one again. A nice question there. I think in the world of the creatives, creatives need to be understood. You need to identify that this is a person with a lot of potential when it comes to creativity. And for me, it's very important that when you realize that you've got that creativity within you, to surround yourself in the right environment, an environment where you can make mistakes, an environment where you can repeat your mistakes. Because if you are a creative player, you know, when it comes to football, football is very rigid. Modern football is very computerized, but still people pay top dollar. They spend a lot of money to look at. If you look at Lionel Messi, you look at Cristiano Ronaldo. All these guys have so much creativity in them, and people still pay top dollar for it. But it's very important that you as a child know that in order to get that creativity flowing within me, I need to be in the right surroundings. And you should not be scared to make a mistake. You should actually say that mistake is part of the journey. So let me repeat it. Let me try this thing again. And if it doesn't succeed the first time, I'm going to do it the second and a third time. And so repetition comes into play as well. So make sure that you have that confidence to repeat the mistake and have the right environment that you operate in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, third question. It's actually the last one. You've taught me about the importance of having burning fire for everything I do. Can you share a lesson from your coaching career where you've seen that burning fire make all the differences in overcoming challenges and achieving success?
Yeah, so let me take you a little bit to the townships, where we grew up, Karatura, Komasdal. A lot of players grew up with a lot of hardships and challenges in life.
Yeah.
And my message was always, when they come to me and say, Coach, what can change my life? What can I do to get me out of this financial situation, or to get me out of this specific challenge? And I would tell them, the answer lies within you.
That's nice.
And they would say, no, what do you mean in me? Where? How do I tap into that? How do I get that to actually solve all these problems, or solve these challenges that I'm facing? And my answer would be straight and simple. That fire and passion that you have for football can solve all your problems and can fix all these challenges that you're facing, even in real life. Because football is such a sport that whatever you're facing, whether it's the financial issues, I mean, we know that there's a lot of money in football. So if you play very well and you take that passion and that fire in you and you transfer it into your game, you can become a professional player. I mean, then if you don't become a professional player, on top of that, it equips you with a lot of life skills, a lot of things to be on time, discipline, etc., etc. But that is something that lies within you, that you have to tap inside and go inside, deep inside you, and say, okay, I can tap into that fire, I can tap into that passion, bring it out and express it on the pitch, at training, match day, and that will help me solve all these challenges that I have. I mean, you look at players that tapped into that fire, into that passion.
Yeah.
During my time as coach, I think over 20 players became professional players.
Yo,
True.
that's a lot.
A lot of players. And it was not because of me. It was just because of the fact that I told them to tap into that fire, into that passion. And so many of them is now professional players, disciplined, family men, and helping their families out, looking after their kids. And that is what this is all about. It's not just about football. It's not just all about the money, but it's about expressing that passion and that burning fire inside you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I am amazed on all fronts, honestly, and you can tell that the apple did not fall far from the tree. Because the same wisdom that's in Latika is the same wisdom that's in her dad. It is just beautiful to see. I almost feel like I'm intruding on a moment.
Yeah.
But yes, this is Ricardo Mannetti in studio with us alongside his daughter, 11-year-old Latika, in studio with us. And I'm just so amazed by all that is here and present for you to also be learning from, right?
Yeah.
So, Latika, I'm thinking we switch the roles around. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree to that too, hey, because in Kitty's perspective, we're all about nourishing our children's resilience and creativity and growing their fire as well, and finding out what they have to share with us, because let's be honest, they have a whole lot of knowledge and wisdom to share with us. So in fact, after Tinashe with needs, we'll be getting Latika to give the responses, and that means, Papa, you need to list a couple of questions that you want to ask
yes.
us.
I got a couple.
All that when we get back. Don't go anywhere. Needs on Namibia's heart and soul. You're listening to Fresh FM 102.9. It is 1:56. Welcome back to Nammilk Father Series. Nourish your fire as well as your creativity with the pure goodness of Nammilk. Now, earlier we had Latika asking her dad, Mr. Ricardo, some questions, and now we want to flip that role around just a little bit. So I trust that you've enjoyed yourself a nourishing and nutritional smoothie. Of course, the secret ingredient in that should be Nammilk as well. And Latika, now you're in the hot seat for this one.
Yeah.
Are you ready to be answering some
I'm
questions?
so ready.
Okay, you're so ready.
She's
Yeah,
so
so
ready.
Daddy, can I just ask that you take it easy on her?
Yeah.
Okay, but also Latika's intensity is on another level.
I'll try. Don't worry,
got
I'm used to
this.
that intensity. I'm used to it. Yeah.
Papa, fire away. What would you like to ask Latika?
Yeah, I got a few questions for you. Tika, as we call it at home, or tikis.
Yeah.
The first one is in football, teamwork is very important. What is something you and your friends like to do together that makes you feel like a great team?
So me and my friends and I actually love helping each other with schoolwork, projects and stuff like that. So, and that actually we get great marks out of that, and that's what teamwork is all about.
So you're telling me that the entire team.
The entire team is good
Oh,
and
okay.
gets great marks.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting there. Interesting. All right. Second one. Sometimes we face tough times. Can you tell me about a time when something was really hard for you, but you didn't give up? You refused to give up.
Okay. So in grade 3, I really wanted to be in top 10, but I didn't think I was gonna be in top 10. So my parents told me that I should believe in myself and study hard. So at the end of the year when I got my results, I ended up getting silver, and I was so happy at myself because like,
You got that
yeah,
silver.
I got that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't supposed to give up.
Yeah. Okay. Motivation there for the listeners. Yeah. Never
Yeah,
give
never
up.
give up.
Never give up. Yeah, kids. All right. The last one. Outside football and school, what's something that you are really curious about, and what do you find interesting?
So I really love baking cakes. So I am really curious about how milk and flour can make such a delicious dish, actually.
Wow. All right. Okay. Yeah. I'm not a baker. I'm not that good.
Okay.
I'm an average chef.
But I'm the best.
She's much better than me.
I love how she is so confident.
I just boil water. That's my job.
Yeah.
I just love how she's so confident. She's like, you know what? It's fine. I'm the best when it comes to
I'm
the
the best.
kitchen.
Yeah.
So she really takes over the kitchen.
Oh yes,
Oh,
nah, she's passionate
beautiful.
about it. No doubt.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm glad that the both of you were able to join me in studio today.
Yeah.
And for you to allow me to experience this, because like I said, apple not far from the tree at all, because I can see the exact same qualities in you, Mr. Ricardo Mannetti, your creativity, your passion, your fired upness.
Yeah.
I can see that in Latika as well, because 11 years old, and the questions she threw your way. I was scared on your behalf, actually. But she did the things that definitely needed to be done. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining me in the studio, hey?
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Now, this has been Kitty's Perspective with myself, Delilah. We've got Latika in studio as well as Mr. Ricardo Mannetti, daughter and father in studio with us. Actually, before we go, right?
Yeah.
Latika, we know we always hear about this term called dad jokes
Yeah.
that floats around. Do you know a dad joke? And can you share a dad joke with us?
Okay, I'll share one.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you call a bee that can't make up its mind? It's a maybe.
Oh please! Oh please! Oh what? Just repeat that again.
What do you call a bee that can't make up its mind?
Oh,
a maybe.
goodness. Oh, a maybe. Wow, that's a cool one. Okay, I got one for you. I got
Let's
one
hear
for
it.
you. Let's hear. Why don't spiders go to school?
I have no idea.
Because they learn everything on the web.
Stop.
Yeah.
That's a great one. That's an absolute great one. So we're going to end it at that. This has been Kitty's Perspective. Thank you so much for listening to Nammilk, the Father series. Now remember that it's what's inside that truly matters. So continue to nourish your creativity as well as your fire with the pure goodness of Nammilk. Your future media news is coming up.
Nammilk, pure goodness.